Your regularly scheduled episode of Region Talk, IAEM Region 9, is being interrupted. We now bring to you the president of Region 9 for this State of the Region.
Good evening, all my fellow Region 9ers. It's exciting to be here today, and I have a lot of great news to share with you. A couple days ago, April 20th to be exact, we sat down as the board to hash out a few things of what we're doing for the next couple of years here with IAM Region 9. And one of those goals that we had was a set called our why, our driving statement of why do people want to be involved with Region 9. This took a bit of work, actually. The people who were on the call and in the room in Arizona really hashed out a lot of great ideas and went through the process. And I want to thank all of them: Matt Ankley, John Shear, Jackie, Isamar, Maddie, Troy. Who else was on the call? Oh my gosh, I'm starting to lose some names now. Lindsay was on with us, and we went through all of these statements here, really worked through this, and came up with what this is. And so our driving statement, our why, is what are we doing at Region 9? We're supporting the whole community by enhancing the resiliency of IAM Region 9 members through information sharing and networking, provide collaboration between emergency management sectors, and add value to the communities that we serve. I think it's critical that we take a look at what are we doing and how do we add value to our IAM Region 9 members. And we're doing that with the concepts of the region symposium, right? That we'll be having here on June 15th and 16th. And I think that right there, that the work that everybody's put in to this symposium has been amazing. And I'm really proud of Jorge Rodriguez and his team for putting together a great symposium coming up. I know that Nora O'Brien, working with the Speakers Bureau portion of it, getting a great speakers docket going on, I think was critical. And we have representation speaking on the stage from each portion of our region, well, except for the Pacific Islands. We have Hawaii, we have Arizona, we have Nevada, we have California, all being in that room representing their portion of the region and really getting deep into what they do great. We have our keynote speaker is Kelly McKinney, who's coming in to talk about, well, what it really is to understand going from 0 miles an hour to 100 miles an hour in the disaster zone, and the lessons that he's learned over the years working in New York City to include 9/11, to include the Hudson River plane landing, and some other major events that happened in New York City. And I'm excited to have Kelly come out and speak for us there. You know, this is not a region of just one person, right? Even though I was elected to be president, we have a board, and our board does a lot of great work. And the other side of it too is, what can you do, right, to give back to the region? And so what we get out of any organization is what we put into it. And I'm passionate about that. I truly am. And I know we've had a lot of people that stepped up over the last few years, or since Yuri really kind of started putting this into motion of having that advisory board and what the advisory board means and does. And so the other thing that we did at the strategic meeting is we took a look at the advisory board, and I honestly thought that we would walk away by cutting positions. Excuse me. And well, we didn't. What we ended up doing was revamping some stuff, moving people around. But We also added the idea of having additional opportunities for people to participate in the advisory board by expanding it. So that being said, so for instance, we have at the national level, we have the caucuses. And what we'd like to hear from is representation from the caucuses that are out there. So if you are a member of the caucus or of a caucus, and you'd like to be involved in the board meeting, we may ask you to come and present a little bit of what you guys are doing at the caucus level. And that being said, if you want to be involved at the national level, there are many caucuses that are out there that fit. So, for instance, University and Colleges Caucus, the UCC, Healthcare Caucus, Public-Private Partnership Caucus. The naming just a few of them. There's a bunch that you can get involved in, and then come back to the board and really tell what we're doing here at the advisory level, what's going on nationally, and being able to have the pulse on what's happening nationally, so we can bring this information back to the Region 9 members, and so they can actually act on it. A lot of what we talked about is the idea that before, when we joined IAEM, there were normally two reasons for it. One is to get your CEM, right? And the other one was to go to the national conference every year. And that was pretty much it. Leslie Luke, who was on the committee with us throughout the day, he mentioned that's one of the reasons why he got involved. And to Leslie's point, most of us agreed. To be honest with you, when I joined, excuse me, that was one of the reasons why I did it. I did it as a student, and then I did it because to go to the conference and to get my CEM, and I didn't know if there's any other value to the organization. And then I got involved with the Universities and Colleges Caucus after one of the conferences, because I was working at a university, and I realized, wow, there's a lot more to be done, and there's a lot we could do to drive where we're going as an industry, as a profession, and it starts with this organization. However, the organization is only as powerful as its members, and that's why I'm reaching back out to you to get involved with us. Don't sit back and wait for us to give you information, or just come to the conference every year. Get involved. Be part of a caucus. Be part of the board. Be part of the symposium that's happening in June. We're looking for volunteers to help out in all the different side of portions of it. Get involved, because the more that you're involved in what we're doing as an organization, the stronger our organization is, because we're only as strong as what our members are. And this is a great example of that. Jackie and Isamar are doing a great job with the Region 9 podcast. I know they're working on a great one for May 4th. I'm looking forward to that. And the idea here is they're sharing information. If you have information from your jurisdiction that you'd like to get out, not just to people around you, some great work you're doing. Say you have some excellent volunteers that are part of your CERT program that you want to celebrate. Send the information to Jackie and to Isamar so they can share this information with you through this podcast. Again, if you're doing some innovative stuff, right? Say, Santa Monica, for instance, with their new EOC, it would be great for Stephen to share that information with us and what they're doing, and the struggles, and maybe the trials that you have when you revamp your entire EOC. That's the information that we'd love to see here on this podcast. Again, this is only as strong as you as members make it. Back a little bit, we had the national strategic meeting as well. There will be some changes coming down the pike with our strategic, with our strategy, with our vision, and with our mission statements, and you'll be seeing that coming out from the national level. Please stand by. Again, a lot of work went into looking at, what does this mean? What does it mean to be a member of IAEM? What does it mean to what we do for our members, and what do the members do for each other, and then how can we actually move the profession forward? This is a professional organization, right? It is representing what emergency management is to the federal level, to the state level, to the local level as well. We can become better as we work together. I think that's the key right there. Everybody who was involved, like I said, on putting an 8-hour day in on April 20th was a long day of hashing through what it was to do what we do here at Region 9. And I'm really proud of the work that the organization did. So what are we doing going forward? Well, we have the symposium, we have the IAEM Region 9 podcast, and then we also have the Region Talks webinar series. And again, I think that's going to be another great way to share with emergency managers across the country, across the world, realistically, what Region 9 is doing. I believe that we can lead the way. I believe that we can do some, because we do some great innovative stuff there in this region. And I'd like to share that, what we're doing with the rest of the world. Also, I'd like to see us do more region get-togethers, maybe local get-togethers, right? Of where we can, whether have like networking lunches or dinners, something like that. So everybody that's within, a fair 25, 30, 50 miles, circle here, we can, meet with each other. I think that's another way which we could do and develop that network. I think that's critical as well. And kind of talk to a few people about what that looks like and putting those together. But that would be having regional, would have local leadership within the region to be able to put those on. And if that's something that you're interested in doing, reach out to me and we can talk about how that looks. We really need to really build up what we're doing here as individuals and then as an organization. And I think those are the steps that we can make going forward. Everybody, I don't really want to take too much more of your time this evening, but I want to thank you all for spending time with me and listening to what we're talking about here. Also, again, I'm very proud of the organization and the group of people that came together to look through and look at our strategic plan. Be looking out for this coming out through the newsletter with a more detailed information on what this looks like and what it will be. So next time you will see your regular scheduled hosts with Isamar and Jackie and talking more about what's happening in Region 9 with Region Talks, the podcast. Until next time, everybody take care, stay safe, and stay hydrated.